'cause we got so much history. Here with you is where I'm meant to be. Even after all the pain, I do it all again. 'Cause we got so much history. We got so much history. Wrapped up in these memories.
Yes, people, welcome back to another stream on the channel. Yeah, back again. Arsenal back to winning ways. Good for to be back from winning ways. Obviously, I've got a few people who are going to be late, so I've only got one person in the back room. Obviously, a few people have can't join, such as Joel was going to join. I think he might be late. Toby hasn't seen my link. Bailey's going to be joining a bit later. Same with the rest. Yeah, a few people can't join, but make sure you guys like the stream, obviously, and make sure you subscribe if you are new. Yeah, we'll get add the guests now. Of course, he's making his debut on the channel. It's good to have him on the show, all the way from America. Big up TJ, big up man.
What's up, Ollie? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's good to have you on. Obviously, debut in the show.
Yeah.
So as I said, yeah, few people can't join, but a few people will be late, but we'll start obviously. So yeah, been a good week. Obviously, Arsenal winning. Obviously, Man City won, which is a bit annoying, but they're playing tonight, so hopefully they do drop points for the West Ham fans of the day. But I don't really see it happening. Obviously, Liverpool getting a win as well. United doing well at the moment. Obviously, not really anything to play for in the Premier League. You know, they're probably going to get top four. I'll say the lineups of the Man City game. Stephen Ortega in goal. No Edison, he's bench, so that's kind of good. Maybe West Ham get some goals. Ake, Diaz, Walker, Stones, Rodri, Mahrez, Alvarez, Haaland, Silva, and Grealish. West Ham, they've got Fabianski in goal, Cavell, Keher, Ogbonna, Palmer, Paqueta, Downs, Bowen, Fornals, Mikel Antonio, hopefully he scores, and Cresswell. And Liverpool playing Fulham as well. In goal, Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Timocus, Henderson, Fabinho, Curtis Jones, Salah, Nunes, Diaz, Carlos Vinicius, Willian, Wilson, Canary, Paulinia, Lukic, Robertson, Diep, Adrabario, and Cedric is playing former Arsenal player, and Leno as well. So possibly a shock there, Fulham, and hopefully today as well, West Ham get the dub against Man City as well, because that would be good for the title race. But yeah, Ortega making his first appearance in the Premier League. Yeah, we're going to get straight into it now. Of course, we'll start off with this. Arsenal getting the W finally, obviously, poor form before this. Obviously, Man City we expected to lose, obviously. And that was a 4-1, but yeah, we expected to lose that. It was a shame, obviously. Also, like drawing to Liverpool wasn't a bad result because it's Liverpool. Obviously, you know they're good at home, but we were 2-0 up and we messed it up. And then obviously the West Ham game as well, 2-0 up and got the draw. Southampton game, obviously we were 2-0 down, and then you know the point was good, but if we had a few more minutes added on, we could have got the winner. But yeah, back to winning ways against Chelsea now. For me, the title race, we need to win all our remaining games. We've got, I think, Newcastle, which I'm actually quite confident that's going to be a tough game, though. We got Brighton at home, hopefully win that. Nottingham Forest away, and Wolves at home. So what we need is to win all those games and then hope Man City somehow drop points. They obviously got more games than us and they can get more points. But if we would have won some of the games we drew, it would have been probably put pressure on Man City. But we do need to start winning games, and it's good to get back, obviously, 3-0 up at half time. Unfortunately, to concede the goal. But yeah, TJ, get with you. Obviously, good win for Arsenal. What are your thoughts on this game?
Great win for Arsenal. Good to get back to winning ways. Unfortunately, you know, it's out of our hands completely, and I really don't have much hope that Man City are going to drop any points. But you know, a win is a win. 3 points is
Yeah.
3 points. We keep moving on. We move on to Newcastle. Just some
Yeah.
of the people that stuck out in that game for us. Granted, Xhaka had an amazing game.
Yep.
I think that he showed what he can do when he's not completely losing his head. I was a big fan of how he conducted himself. You didn't see him
Yep.
getting in too many people's faces. When things start going badly for Arsenal, he starts getting in people's faces, and it wasn't going badly. So obviously, no reason to be upset. Martin Odegaard came out on his usual form. No pressure FC. So when there's no pressure on the team, Odegaard goes out there and performs. So we saw 2 great finishes on assists from Granit Xhaka.
Yep.
Are, I just wish he could do that in pressure games against West Ham and Southampton.
Yeah.
But hindsight's 2020, right? I don't want to be Monday morning quarterbacking it, but one thing that I would like to see change against Newcastle, but we're not going to see it, is Zinchenko. I think Zinchenko was our worst player. Unfortunately, he is still a defensive liability for us, and with Alexander Isak on the horizon, we are really going to need a back line that can contain him. Newcastle have finally found some scoring for him after getting him back from injury, and they are on, I believe they're on a 5-game winning streak, or no, not a 5-game winning streak now, but they are on a very good run of form right now. Big up, man. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on too much. Great win for us. Another great performance from Gabriel Jesus. He's showing that I think he's the actual leader of this club. And yeah, leading by example, Gabriel Jesus. I'm very, very happy with how he performed, with the exception of Zinchenko yesterday. And we move on.
Yeah, obviously you said about Zinchenko there. I would trade Tierney as well against Newcastle, because obviously the thing with Zinchenko, he's not the best defensively. A bit similar to Arnold. He's good defender, but he's more of an attacking. And obviously Kiwior as well. Obviously starting a bit shaky, but he had a great game. It was unfortunate not to keep the clean sheet. Ramsdale couldn't really do anything about the goal, and then a few changes made. Jorginho played well. It's good to see him start, and Trossard as well. He's been good for us. So good to see him doing well. And obviously, as you said, Jesus, good game. Xhaka, good game, getting 2 assists. Odegaard with the 2 goals in it as well. The first one was quite good. The second one also decent as well. And then obviously the Jesus goal was, a bit of a mistake, and then he got the goal. But obviously Toby, big up for joining. Arsenal winning 3-1 against Chelsea. Good to get back to winning ways. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, of course. It shows that Arsenal, they've really been very, very good this season. It's just that most people might actually want to judge from the City game, but it's expected City beats Arsenal regardless of how informed Arsenal have been. But that's not to say that they've had a very terrible season. The expectation has been or had been for Arsenal to go all up to beat Chelsea, because you look at Chelsea this season. Chelsea, they've been very, very poor this season. Almost all season. So it was a good win, fantastic win. Arsenal dominated, and it's not surprising to everyone. So it's I'm happy for Arsenal in that they were able to bounce back from the City defeat, and even though we know it's already the league, they've bottled the league up, but still proving a statement to people that we are still in it, and everybody knows, regardless, like I said when I started, no matter how Arsenal play, no matter how informed they are, once they meet City, they surely will be humbled, but they still was able to show or reflect on what they are capable of when they met Chelsea. So fantastic. I think in the first half they scored, was it 3 goals in the first half? So it showed that Arsenal, they are really, really a different team this season. But the expectation is for Arsenal to carry on this incredible form next season. So let's see how it goes. But Chelsea, very, very shambolic from them. Not to be able to put up a show. With Arsenal. So it's a good win for Arsenal, and I'm glad.
Yeah. I said there as well, obviously, we have bottled the league, which is a bit of a shame. And if we do bottle the league, it hasn't been the best of seasons for us, out of every cup competition. Obviously, we have qualified for the Champions League, which is a positive if we do finish second. But yeah, finishing second wouldn't be the best. And yeah, Chelsea, they've got a tough fixtures as well. They're not doing well this season. Spent all that money and haven't won a game with Frank Lampard as well. They've been very poor. The same with Liverpool, but obviously Liverpool are improving. Yeah, so we're going to move on now. Obviously, when people do join, because some people are late, we'll go back to this game. But we'll move on. Obviously, Toby, a Man United fan, will talk about Man United now. Another good win for United. They're doing well in the Premier League. Obviously, hoping to get top four. I think they will. But yeah, Toby, of course, good win for United again. Only 1-0, but it's good you got the win. Thoughts on this game?
Yeah, it was a really, really good game. Very, very
Yeah.
good game. The expectation was for us to draw the match against Aston Villa, considering the fact that they've been a very good team since Unai Emery. Am I right? Is that the coach, Aston Villa? Unai Emery, I guess.
Yeah, Unai Emery. Yeah.
Unai Emery, since he came to Aston Villa, I think they've been fantastic. 11 games, straight games, without losing. That's an incredible form. Villa have been fantastic this season, and considering Manchester United's matchup with Brighton in the FA Cup, last week or thereabouts, how we struggled to score a goal, to the point where the game had to lead to extra time and then penalties. Most persons were having their doubts. No disrespect to Brighton, but we expected, or the expectation was for Manchester United to win. But Brighton held us not until the penalty shootout, which is at least entirely a game of luck. We were fortunate enough to get the win. Then Aston Villa, the expectation was we're definitely going to struggle, get a draw, even though we don't lose, because we have an incredible home record this season. We expected that showings from Aston Villa, and of course, it was as predicted. It was a man-to-man, a game of physicality, if you know what I mean. And Aston Villa, they came in prepared, and they had a couple of chances, and they had a couple of opportunities and good moments. But there's something about Manchester United this season, very, very good at home this season. And
yeah, definitely.
It was a fantastic goal from Bruno Fernandes. I think it was just awesome. It was just awesome. Our players were sharp. We didn't fluff our lines, because you look at Manchester United of before previous games during the start of the season. We could see how we fluff our lines, especially in away games or away fixtures. So it's really important to note that we learned from our mistakes. You look at Victor Lindelof, all our players were actually on alert. There was this goal line clearance he made, for instance. He showed that we actually heeded to, the game plan, and everybody were attentive, and they were very ready for the challenge and for every form of, will I say, press, or every counter or whatever Aston Villa brought on our doorsteps. We were absolutely ready. Lindelof stood out. Bruno Fernandes, even Casemiro too, was actually outstanding. A couple of games before that game, he hadn't been himself, but he made some couple of crosses. He linked up plays. But unfortunately, we didn't score more than one. We would have expected to score. The expectation was to score more than one goal, but still 3 points, because we are at the point of the season where performance doesn't entirely matter. What matters is the 3 points, because we have less than 5-6 games for some persons in the Premier League. So it is results, 3 points. No matter how you can get the 3 points, you go ahead and get the 3 points at this point of the season. So I'm glad we were able to get 3 points from an incredibly good Aston Villa side.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Aston Villa have been doing well. Of course, they're 7th in the table. They could get Europe, which would be a good season for them. And they've been good under Unai Emery. And as you said, Man United are very good at home. They're the 3rd best. So a good win for them, obviously. TJ, we'll move on to now, obviously, Man United winning again. Obviously, as Arsenal fans, we don't really like United, but Yeah, well, what's your thoughts on this game? Good win for United.
Great win for United. I actually watched this one to be
Yeah.
honest. It was pretty tight. So
Yeah.
especially with Unai Emery whipping that Villa team into shape the way that he has, this is a big win for United, especially in the form that United have been on. They haven't been at their very best. Let's be 100% honest about that. Not even trying to slight them. They just have not been the United that they have been most of the season. But this was a big win. I think that getting this kind of momentum going into the FA Cup final could get them another trophy. You never know.
Yeah.
What they need to keep focusing on is consistency. No more getting no more shocking performances from their back line. Keep Harry Maguire off the field as long as possible, if that is possible. And then, as long as David De Gea doesn't put on the bozo nose clown, the clown face, you guys should be in a good position to win against Man City for that FA Cup final, which I know is really is Man United's main goal. I mean, if they can win 2 trophies, that's a successful season in anybody's book, right? So, but getting back to the game, it was very, very close. Unai, he just couldn't get him across the line. But he did keep in check with in my opinion, a much less talented Aston Villa side. But that being said, Aston Villa still have a chance of getting into Europe next season, and it's getting down to the brass of it now, guys, the brass tacks of it now. So we'll see how it goes this season, but again, or this weekend. But again, good win for United.
Yeah, good win. As you said about the FA Cup, if they do win the FA Cup, which is going to be tough against City, but that would be a great season getting top 4 and winning 2 trophies, obviously. They would have wanted to win the Europa League, obviously getting knocked out by Seville, who played well at home. But yeah, good win for United. We'll move on now, obviously. If OS joins, we will go back to this game. We'll move on now, obviously. Great game, 7 goals in this game. Another loss for Spurs as well. Not going well for Spurs. Liverpool getting a late goal as well. Great game. We'll start with you, TJ. Obviously, thoughts on this game? Obviously, Liverpool 4, Spurs 3.
I watched this one too, beginning to end.
Yeah.
It was absolutely insane. Ryan Mason is not a manager. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. There are certain members of the Spurs fandom that were calling for him prior to this game to be the permanent manager. I know he's putting his name in the hat to be a permanent manager of Spurs. As an Arsenal fan, I hope it happens, because then they'll be down in the relegation positions next season. But it won't happen. So Spurs defense is absolutely shocking. They don't start playing the game until about 45 minutes in. And by that point, they're down by 3 or 4 goals on average over the last couple of fixtures. I think they showed a lot of grit. I feel they showed a lot of grit, but at the same time, I feel like Liverpool turned off a little bit. I mean, that Richarlison goal, I really just don't think that they were up for it at that point. I think they thought they had the game done and dusted, and they kind of let Spurs back in. But it is Spurs, and the word Spursy exists for a reason, and they let Diogo Jota go in and score that goal to put him over the top in extra time, not extra time, in added time. Sorry, excuse me. All over the place. But there could be arguments, and I believe this argument, even as an Arsenal fan. I don't think Jota should have been on the field. He absolutely Shawn Michaels super kicked Oliver Skipp in the face, drew blood, and VAR didn't look at it. So I thought that was a little bit shambolic. I can't believe I'm saying this. I felt for Spurs fans at that point, because I think Liverpool should have gone down to 10 men after that. But again, you run into adversity during these games, especially big games against Liverpool at Anfield, as we saw with Arsenal. But Spurs showed once again that they were not up for the challenge. And I'm saying it now. I really don't think that they're going to end up in Europe on this current form.
No. Yeah, very true. Ryan Mason, not a good manager, shouldn't be the manager. I mean, you know, Spurs, they put up a fight. They scored a last-minute goal, but they didn't win in the end. I mean, Fraser Foster in goal as well, not a good goalkeeper for them. They need Lloris back, but he's injured. But yeah, Toby, we'll move on to you now. Yeah, Liverpool with the last-minute goal. Obviously, I think they'll get Europa League now. Top four's off, and Tottenham won't get top four as well. But your thoughts on this game? 7-goal thriller.
Yeah, it was that was a very, very entertaining game, you know,
Yeah,
because there were a galore of goals from both sides that they've been worse. They've not been themselves this season. You know, Liverpool they've been poor this season. Spurs, they've been poor to all seasons. You know, but this is Liverpool at Anfield. Quite all right. Liverpool have been very poor this season, but I think they've had a decent home record this season. You know, they've been decent at home, trying to pick up points. And I was not surprised by the result because it was Anfield, you know, and I expected Liverpool to win the game. But if you look at the game, the way the game went, it was just clear that both teams they have issues, they have problems, defensively and maybe tactically. You know, Spurs being Spurs, it shows they've been ridiculous. You know, conceding numerous goals, from open play or from set pieces. You know, it shows how poor they have been. You know, and I think lacking a good manager, I think that's what's for Spurs. You know, a good manager and of course the backing from the board. You know, I think that will continue to be their problems. They will continue to suffer, and except something is done immediately. You know, if you bring in a Nagelsmann or you bring in a Pochettino, or you bring in back Jose Mourinho, regardless of whatever happens, they will still be Spurs. You know, if they don't do the basics, which they have to do. You know, so Liverpool, on the other hand, good win for them. It was more like they found their form. You know, when they played Tottenham. You know, because we could see 3 goals in first half. Is it 2 or 3 goals in first half? It was just amazing. You know, Trent that hasn't really been good all season. He was brilliant. He was that cross he had to, is it Curtis Jones for the first goal? That was electric. You know, that's the Trent Alexander-Arnold we know. You know, so it was a very good game. You know, Gakpo had a decent game. You know, Salah had a decent game, and Romero made a very, very horrible tackle in the box 18. I don't know what was he thinking. You know, so it's crazy. You know, conceding that kind of penalty at that time. You know, it shows Tottenham they really have problems, to solve. So, good win for Liverpool. You know, they were able to get 3 points. But I don't think, regardless of how it's going to be, I don't think Liverpool is going to get Champions League football this season. And it's going to go down to Europa League. But as far as Spurs is concerned, maybe they might make the Conference League because there is the Brighton, informed Brighton, there's the Brentford, and there's also Aston Villa. Those three teams they are performing so well this season. So that's the only way for Spurs to get to Europe. That's if they get to Europe at all. You know, there's still Fulham still. So it's a ridiculous season for Spurs, per se. So good win for Liverpool, but Champions League football is definitely out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even though they aren't going to get Champions League, they could possibly go and win the Europa League and get Champions League through that. But you don't think they'll win?
You mean Liverpool?
Yeah, Liverpool.
Okay, but fair enough. It's possible.
Yeah,
they could.
Yeah, it is possible. Yeah, but no, I mean they won't get top 4 because Man United, they're 7 points behind Man United. So, and then Tottenham, I don't think they'll make Europe because Aston Villa, they're 11 points with Aston Villa, and Brighton are coming up for them as well. So, yeah, Tottenham have been poor. They need to find a good manager and do well in the summer. Maybe get some players. Obviously, we haven't got any comments, but big up Added Tone Podcast in the chat. Obviously, he couldn't join today, but it'd be good to get him back on the channel sometime. We've got another guest with us, of course. Ares, big up, man. How you doing? Ares, so earlier we talked about it. Man United, good win against Aston Villa. Get your thought. What's your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, good win. Still disappointed that we can't take our chances. Because,
Yeah,
see, listen, we're definitely going to get a striker, but listen, the amount of chances we create and we just don't just take them. It's annoying, but listen, we got the job done. We got the 3 points.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy. I think top 4 is secure now. It should be.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah, good win. I think there's a stat that we're the first team to get a clean sheet against United this year. So, yeah, listen, it was a good win.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I thought, you know what, Bruno Fernandes, obviously, he had to score because the Villa fans were and stuff. So, yeah, he had to get the goal. But yeah, man, good win, good win.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, it's. Do you think you guys can win the FA Cup? Because it would be a good season if you do win the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup and get top 4.
Yeah, I think we'll win the FA Cup. I trust the manager. I think we'll have some few players back now. Then I think we're gonna have
Yeah.
I trust the
Yeah.
manager. It should be a good one. First Manchester
Yeah.
derby in the final, so it should be a good one.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, and we also talked about Arsenal as well. Good to get back to winning ways against Chelsea. 3-0 up at half time. Good win for us, obviously conceding in the second half. But what are your thoughts on this game as well?
Yeah, I mean, good win. Yeah, obviously back to winning ways. That's why you didn't do the
Yep.
stream last week. So yeah, yeah, man. Good win for Arsenal. Obviously, it's Chelsea, man. But for me, I thought Arsenal, you guys could have scored way more goals. But
Yeah,
obviously,
definitely.
for second half, Chelsea did win that second half, in my opinion. So,
Yeah.
listen, Arsenal have to get the job done now. All Arsenal fans won West Ham today. So yeah, I mean, listen, it's a good win, and I think for the you guys win for the next game. There's no, you guys can't draw in the next game. I know you got to Newcastle and others, so I think listen, if you're winning the title, then needs to be winning every game. So yeah, it's a good
Yeah.
win.
Yeah, we definitely need to win every game. We got 4 games left, and as I said, I wasn't hiding for the last match. Obviously, I was going to mention that last week. I don't know, I just didn't do a stream, but there's 4 game weeks left, and I'm going to try and be consistent no matter what the result is. Try and get some. Obviously, I don't want to miss any weeks. So 4 game weeks left. So hopefully, I do get a stream in every day. We also obviously Arrest talked about this game as well. Liverpool against Spurs. Spurs, you know, they're not doing well this season. They get battered everywhere they go. Good, obviously good win for Liverpool as well. Obviously last minute goal from Jota. Great game as well. Thoughts on this game? Good game. Obviously 7 goals.
Yeah, listen, Tottenham, man. And I don't know how we did not beat Tottenham. Listen, it's the history of the Tottenham, man. Chiellini said it like 6 years ago. It's the history of Tottenham, man. There's a funny stat on it. So,
Yeah.
Protestant, obviously, twice he's got booked for taking off his shirt. That's more than he has goals in the Premier League. So,
Yeah.
for me, with Charleston, so people want to call Anthony a flop, listen, that. Charleston, man, for me, listen, he's not been good. But yeah, it's just classic Spurs, man. What can you say? Yes, they made it 3-3, but why would you take off his shirt when you're making a 3-3? So that's why I don't get the mentality.
Yeah.
Taking off his shirt and making it 3-3. If it was 4-3, I don't understand. But listen, classic Spurs. Liverpool, I don't know what they've done after 3-0. One of those setbacks. You cannot sit back and hold it. In these games,
Yep.
you cannot sit back and expect that you're going to win comfortably. Like, for me, it doesn't happen that way. But yeah, listen, classic Spursy. Hopefully Ryan Mason gets the permanent job. And yeah, man. Ryan Mason, man.
Oh no, he's an awful manager. They need to get rid of him.
He's the, again, it's twice now. He's the youngest manager in the league. It's twice. So he was obviously interim before. And now he's again. So for me, listen, Spurs, they're going to get Xabi Alonso now. That's what I'm saying. Xabi Alonso.
Ooh.
Favorite. So
Yeah.
it's just, I don't get, they've got some corrupt owners. That Daniel Levy doesn't give a shit about the club. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with Tottenham. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's good for us, the top 4, but I think we've nailed it anyways. I wasn't concerned too much on Tottenham anyways, but yeah, Tottenham. Yeah, Spursy, man, Spursy.
Yeah, guys. I obviously put this up earlier, but if you guys are in the chat, make sure you guys do comment. I think Bailey, who can't join, he's in the chat. So Bailey, get your thoughts on the games and stuff in the chat. Yeah, obviously, yeah. Just, also make sure you guys do subscribe as well. We're on the road to 1,070. I think we're 1,063 or something like that. We've been at those subscribers for a while. So make sure you do share the channel, and hopefully we can get that soon. All right, we'll move on now. A team we're fighting for the title with Man City, obviously getting a win. Obviously, there was a bit of glimmer of hope that Fulham would go and win the game when they did equalise, but Man City obviously did get the 3 points. And today we are West Ham fans. We'll talk about the game later and do our predictions. I mean, West Ham, they have a chance. Come on, West Ham.
I don't know what you're on. There's no Declan Rice in the lineup, so
Yeah, I mean, why is Declan Rice not playing?
he's ill. There's an illness going on with the West Ham squad, so.
Oh yeah, they've hardly got anyone on the bench.
Suchek is in there as well, so illness going on with West Ham, but
Yeah,
West Ham are
Yeah.
going to lose like 5-0. It's going to
Yeah.
be brutal.
yeah. Although I mean, you never know. They could get the points, but yeah, this is going to be 5-0 probably. But Ortega's in goal. I mean, that doesn't really change anything. He's not a bad keeper. I don't know why Edison isn't playing. Maybe, I don't know, he's just benched him for a reason or something. But yeah, with Man City's squad, there's no way West Ham are winning. I mean, but anyway, we're going to get onto this game now. Toby, if you're there, what's your thoughts on Fulham Man City? Oh, I'll move on to Arrest then, obviously. Yeah, Man City getting the 3 points against Fulham. What's your thoughts on this game?
yeah. All need to be investigated. I don't know. Someone needs to look at what he thinks for pre-match, man. Pre-match routine needs to get investigated, man. Because he's breaking all the records. Well, I City. There, when you want City to go on unbeaten run, they will do it. They've got the manager, they've got the squad. So, yeah, but the thing is, I do expect City to drop points against Brighton. That's too many. So, yeah, listen, good one for City. Fulham, tried even more, but they're just too good. Yeah, good one.
Yeah. TJ, I'll move on to you now. Obviously, good win for City. Obviously, it's annoying they didn't drop points in this game. Obviously, Fulham, they came back with the goal, obviously, with a 1-0 deficit. Obviously, yeah. But what's your thoughts on this game?
It was closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, Fulham defense, holding them to 2 is good. I mean, Julian Alvarez is just an absolute talent. I really wish we could get somebody like that up top for us, even if it's a squad player. He's just an incredible talent, and Man City just seemed to be full of them, right? It is what it is. I mean, I wasn't expecting Fulham to get anything out of this game. They did give us a glimmer of hope, but I mean, it's Man City just turning in another Man City performance. That's really all I got to say about that. I mean, Fulham, they lost Tim Ream, their captain, their anchor there at center back for the rest of the season. And it's looking long for them now. I really think during the business end of the season, they're going to start dropping more points. So I'm just really glad that they, for them, that they're clear relegation. They're going to continue to build from here next season. Obviously not getting into Europe, but at the same time, they have something to build on staying up this season. So good for them. It's not all bad.
Yeah. Fulham are doing great this season. I did predict them to go down this season, but they are doing well. They've got their 10th at the moment. As said, they're not going to get Europe, but it's still a good season finishing 10th, and you never know, they could finish higher and possibly get Europe next season. Toby, your thoughts on Man City winning 2-1?
Yeah, of course. Fulham, they're one of those teams that have surprised everyone this season. With the performances, and Man City playing away from home, it seemed like they struggled in the match. They were
Yeah,
pretty fortunate to win, and you know, I think Fulham deserved credit for holding Man City to just 2 goals. And I think there was a penalty that it should have been 1-1, it should have been
yeah,
draw.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, of course. So it was
yeah,
just unfortunate penalty that was considered. And I think they tamed Haaland. Haaland couldn't really express himself. Like,
yeah,
we were expecting at least a hat trick from Haaland, but I think with the absence of KDB, and it shows, City kind of still have problems, in terms of midfield creator, those who can progress the ball high up the pitch and all. And of course, it shows that Man City, they've not really been, let's be honest with ourselves, like, they've not
yeah,
really been themselves this season, if you know what I mean. So, lucky for them, they were able to win. Fulham really, really deserves.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
they really, really deserve to win the game. But since it's Man City,
yeah,
we know they can perform their magic, and uh,
definitely, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Arez is going to join back, obviously. So obviously a few other games that happened, we won't talk about them, but Brentford. No, actually, we'll go in order. Obviously, 12:30 kickoff. Obviously, Crystal Palace beating West Ham. Good game, of course. Shame West Ham couldn't get anything out of the game, but good win for Crystal Palace there. I mean, they're not really fighting for anything this season. I guess they're trying to get mid-table. They're 11th at the moment. They're definitely avoid relegation, so they're not really playing for anything. But good for them to get the win against West Ham. And West Ham, they are in danger of the relegation as well. They're only 4 points behind Forest, who are 18th. And for me, I want Forest to stay up. They are 18th at the moment, but I'm not sure if they will stay up. It's definitely an interesting race, though. Obviously, Leeds, Leicester, West Ham, Wolves, possibly even Chelsea and Bournemouth could go down. So it's going to be interesting down at the bottom, see who does go down. For me, I think Southampton will go down. Everton, I do want Leeds to go down, obviously. Forest, as I said, I do like them as a club. I want them to stay up. Even Leicester going down, I might like. But yeah, good win for Crystal Palace. Brentford's good win for them at home against Forest. As said, Forest, they do need to start winning games if they want to stay up. They have got some tough games though. They've got Southampton at home, which hopefully they do win that. Chelsea away, that's going to be tough for them, and then Arsenal at home, which is definitely going to be tough. We do need to win that game against Nottingham Forest at home. Crystal Palace away as well, so they've got some tough fixtures. So they really do need to start getting to wins in that game. Great game as well. Brighton, who are doing amazing. Looks like they're trying to get Europe 8th at the moment. 6-0 win over Wolves. Brilliant result for them. They've also got a few games in hand as well, but they've got 7 games left, and some teams haven't got that. So they could definitely get Europe. I think they're 2 points behind 6th and even 4 points behind Liverpool, so they could get Conference League or possibly even Europa League. So yeah, good win, brilliant game for Brighton. Obviously, Matoma bench didn't really do anything much, but yeah, good result for them. Who got the goals? Yeah, Danny Welbeck, up from Arsenal player, getting 2 goals and assists. Brilliant game for him. Gross getting 2 goals as well. Not sure who this is. Undav getting 2 goals as well. Good for them. Yep, good win for them. Obviously, Bournemouth Leeds, good win for Bournemouth, who definitely going to stay up now. Another team who's surprising. Um, Good win for Newcastle as well against Southampton. And then, yeah, obviously a draw in the Leicester Everton game as well. Going to move on now, obviously, to United fans. You face Brighton tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, it's tomorrow. So obviously, yeah, we'll get your thoughts on the game now. We'll start with Toby. So, Toby, what's your thoughts in this game? What's your score prediction? Do you think you can win this game?
To be fair, we've had a very horrible, I think almost horrible away form this season.
Yeah,
They've not really
Yeah,
been
it's
good.
tomorrow. Yeah, it's
So
tomorrow.
that's my worry. Considering the fact that Brighton they've been good this season, and they're playing at home. It
yeah,
shows definitely not going to be an easy game, if you know what I mean. But for me, if we if we go according to the game plan, and of course we don't have any injured players. We have, for instance, if we have Marcus available, we have Bruno available, and you know Casemiro. I think we should be able to try as much as we did, in the FA Cup, which of course it was not easy, but at
Yeah,
least we put up a show to avoid conceding goals. It's a win or draw for me. We should just try to avoid to lose, because this same Brighton, they scored 6 goals. They scored 6 goals. And was it Pep? I think there was a manager that, was it Pep or Klopp, that acknowledged the fact that De Zerbi is doing a fantastic job for Brighton.
yeah.
This,
Maybe Pep. I'm not sure.
of course, like the way
Yeah,
they play, he has never seen the way they play, the style of play, he has never seen it in his life. I
yeah,
don't know if that's mind game, but the point I'm trying to make is he's proving the point that this Brighton side will be a very difficult side to beat. Most of their players have stepped up. They have quite a few players that will be a threat for Man United, and we definitely don't have to fluff our lines. We definitely have to concentrate from the first minute down to the last minute, because any slight slip up, they will capitulate, or they will capitalize on that opportunity that they have. They have players who can actually cause us problems too, both from set pieces, both from open play and whatever we can call it. So it's definitely not going to be easy, So I think the goal will be for us to at least get a draw, but I feel we can still win this game, because in terms of quality, in terms of
yeah,
experience, we have those set of players. So it's just for us to find out or get the right motivation. Like I said before, this is not a time where you just play based on performances. This is we are the last lap of the season. So it's all about getting
yeah,
the result. So no matter how you can get it, just get the result. Like how we did against Aston Villa. We
yeah,
played well, but we didn't play really up to the standards that we ought to play. So I think we might see something similar to that Aston Villa game when we play Brighton. So the expectation is just win, just get the 3 points in whichever way you can, and I think we can actually get it. But it would be wrong to underestimate what Brighton can do, because they
yeah.
have very good offensive players that can actually cause us problems. So for me, I think it's 1-0 to
1-0. Yeah,
1-0.
yeah. Moving on to you, TJ. Big game. What's your prediction and thoughts on this game?
I'm looking forward to this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially now that we see Brighton with a scary run of form right now.
Mm.
Obviously getting that 6-0 over the weekend. That's going to give them
Yeah,
a lot of confidence after losing that heartbreaker of an FA Cup semi. I'm really looking forward to this. I think I hate to say this, Tobe and Orest, if you're still out there, I think it's going to be a 3-1 Brighton win.
Ooh.
They have a lot of momentum coming into this game. They're hurt after dropping out of the FA Cup unceremoniously. That was heartbreaking for them, and they're gonna be wanting to get in there and do revenge. And if you don't think De Zerbi is licking his chops at the prospect of getting some revenge on this, man, it's I think it's looking a little long. So the only way Man United I think stay in this game is if De Gea plays really, really well.
Yeah,
And they have they're able to lock down that midfield, because once Brighton breach that back line, it Man United are weak there. So I'm looking forward to it. I just really think that Brighton are gonna get it done this time. I'm going 3-1 Brighton.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, for me, as I said, this is going to be an interesting game as well. I'm looking forward to it. If I can watch it, I might watch it. For me, I think Man United will get the win. I think Brighton will score. As I said, I think Brighton could win this game easily. I mean, it could be a 3-1, but I think it'll be a 2-1 United. I think Brighton will score. They've got 3 home games, which is good for them. Actually, they've had four home games in a row. So for me, I think Brighton could get challenged for definitely Conference League. Probably not Europa League, but Conference League would be a good season for them. Obviously, you said they want to get revenge as well after getting knocked out of the FA Cup, which would have been nice for them to get the final. Would have been a good season for them. They probably wouldn't have won the final because it's City, but yeah, obviously they are at home, so they could easily get a win in this game. But for me, I'm going with a 2-1 United. I just don't see Brighton winning this game. I mean, they have got some good players, obviously. They're without their number one, which obviously but he hasn't really been playing. Jason Steele's got some game time, and he's been good for them as well. And they've in defence, they've got Esputin and Veltman. Of course, they've in attack they've got Mitoma, March. So they've got a good team. They've got a good team, but they could win. But I'm going with 2-1 United in this game. So obviously we're running out of topics now, but we're going to talk about the games tonight. Man City, I say they drop points. Obviously, it would be nice for them to drop points, but I don't really see it happening. Yeah, TJ, do you think West Ham can win this game, or do you think Man City going to win? In your predictions,
Ortega is not Ortega or why am I forgetting his name? Jeez, Ederson. Yeah, sorry. I'm all over the place. Sorry. Yeah. Ortega, Ederson doesn't really matter. I mean, the guy, it's the team in front of him that matters. I think Man City could play their bench against West Ham and beat them, especially with Declan Rice out. I mean, that team is just West Ham's just depleted. I said it was going to be a 5-0.
Yeah, 5-0.
And I think that's probably going to be around what it is.
Probably 5-0. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could be 5-0. Toby, moving on to you now. Man City plays West Ham tonight. Who your score prediction and your thoughts on the game?
Well, another tricky game.
Yeah.
This is Man City at the Etihad. They're playing home, so we expect City to pick up the points, but still very tricky for City because you look at West Ham. I think in the last 2-3 games, they've really put up a showing. They've really tried to win games. And their last game against Crystal Palace, they were just unfortunate. I think they were leading, then they bottled up. Exactly. Yeah. So and they've been scoring goals. So I expect both teams to score. But it's definitely going to be a very difficult game, and I'm sure Pep will definitely want KDB, in this match as he missed the previous match. So I expect City to win at least 3-1.
3-1. Yeah. For me, I don't know. I think Liverpool, Man City will get the win. As much as I want West Ham to win, I'm going to do 2 predictions. What I want to happen, obviously, I want West Ham to win this game, and it'll be huge if they do lose. I'll go if they do win, it'll be 2-1. But for me, my prediction is probably 3-1 West Ham. I feel that Antonio will get a goal for West Ham. Man City, definitely Haaland will get a goal, possibly 2 goals, and then sometimes Haaland doesn't always score the goals. Looking at the lineup, possibly a goal from. I mean, Alvarez got a goal in the last game, so he could get another one. He hasn't been bad. Maybe Grealish or Mahrez, anyone in the attack. I don't think any midfielders will score. John Stones as well, he's playing at CDM. And as you said, Declan Rice is going to be a big loss for them. They're playing someone called Flynn Downs, never heard of him. But yeah,
playing the kids.
Yeah. Ores, we'll go back to this topic now. Brighton versus United tomorrow. Your thoughts and prediction for this game?
It's going to be a huge game. Zerbi, he's ill for tomorrow, so he won't be there.
Yeah.
I'll probably go 3-1 Brighton.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Don't get the money, but listen, hope we win. But it's going to be a huge game, man. Brighton, they're going to want revenge. They're going to want revenge.
Yeah.
But listen, we can win because, as I said, the Zerbi, he's not going to be there tomorrow because he's ill. He didn't even lose conference today. So, I mean, teams some stuff that they've done well without him. So, listen, it's 50-50 tomorrow. We can get smashed or we can win. But listen,
so you don't think you can win?
I mean, I'm 50-50, man. Like, because Brighton, if this was at home, it would be way different. But because it's Brighton away, the fans will be up for it. Because United, we don't like hostile atmosphere. That's what United. When it comes to away games, we don't like hostile atmosphere. But listen, they could change me and United could win this, but win us. We Brighton, yes.
Yeah, and we talked about this while you were gone. Obviously, Man City playing tonight. Yeah, everyone's predicting a West Ham winning this. Sorry, a Man City winning this. But obviously, do you think West Ham can possibly win, or do you think Man City will get?
No, I think City will win. City will win
Yeah.
3-0. I mean,
3-0. Yeah.
so there's no rice, man. I think, you know what? I think West Ham might be investigating, because the same thing happened like 9 years ago. There was some team rested and they got fined. So West Ham could get fined, but yeah. City 3-0, man.
Yeah, 3-0, yeah. For me, as I said, I'd probably go with a 3-1, and if I want West Ham to win 2-1. But yeah, Man City's gonna. It would be, it could be a different story if it was at West Ham, the home support and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll move on now. Okay, it's fine. I'll rest. Another game happening tonight. Liverpool versus Fulham. For me, yeah, there should be an easy game for Liverpool. They're not going to get top four. I mean, they'll get Europa League, and it's not the best for them getting Europa League. They do want to get top four, but for me, I think I thought it's surprising that Newcastle will definitely get in top four. I thought they would drop out, but it looks like they're getting it, and Liverpool getting Europa League. But looking at the lineup, it's a strong lineup for them. Salah, Darwin Núñez is coming in, Tsimikas coming in at left back as well, and Fulham, obviously they're without Mitrovic for the whole season, so that is a big threat for them in attack. But yeah, two former Arsenal players playing. Leno in goal, who's been brilliant for Fulham, even though they've been struggling in games. He's been brilliant for them. In their loss against United, he got 7 saves in his loss against United, so he's been brilliant for them. And Cedric, he hasn't been playing for a while, but he's got his pace out right back. We'll go score predictions now. TJ, what's your score prediction for Liverpool versus Fulham, and thoughts on the game?
3-0 Liverpool. Bernd Leno is really the only bright spot in that team. I'm looking at the team now. They're going to start Harry Wilson, Willian, Vinicius, Lukic, Paulinho, Kearney, Cedric, Robinson, Tosin, Adebayo. I don't know how to say that. Diop and Leno.
Yeah.
I don't think Cedric Suarez is a good replacement for Ream. I think they're just going to get torn apart. Anthony Robinson, obviously, a bright spot, an American, but at the same time, it's just not going to be enough to contain that line of Núñez, Salah. Who else they got in there? Yeah, Salah,
Diaz,
and Diaz. Yeah, no, it's over. I'm calling 3-0.
3-0, yeah. Toby, I think everyone's going to agree the Liverpool win here. Fulham aren't the best. Your prediction and thoughts on the game? Do you think Liverpool win?
Yeah, of course. Anfield is like a minefield for anyone coming in. So it's going to be a win for Liverpool. Liverpool. I mean, Fulham. They're definitely going to miss Andres Pereira. He has been their playmaker and of course one of their most important players. So, but I don't think Fulham will be able to withstand Liverpool at Anfield. Anfield is just something else. It's just something else. So it's going to be, I think, 3-1. I think Fulham could score a goal because Liverpool have been poor this season defensively as well. So it's going to be 3-1. 3-1.
Rest. You do have to go quickly. Shout out yourself because your phone's about to die. Where can we find you on YouTube?
I'll give my little prediction. I think they'll win 2-1.
Okay.
But yeah, obviously you can find me on Football on YouTube.
Yep.
Instagram, same thing, on Football. Yeah, man.
Big up, Rest.
Let's see what happens tonight. If West Ham can get something for that Arsenal. Listen, I already said to Ollie, and I've said to Arsenal, I want Arsenal. I want Arsenal to win this title. So but yeah, big up family on, and yeah, man, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, big up, mate. Big up. Big up, Rest, of course. Hopefully, when he does do a stream, he won't be outside. But yeah, TJ, you do have to go in a bit. We'll shout your social in a bit. But before you go, I thought of a topic. Obviously, it's going to be interesting at the bottom of the table. I'm going to do with my prediction, and then we'll get your two, and then obviously you have to go, so we'll shout your socials, and we'll end soon a bit as well. It's been a good stream. Big up TJ for making your day, and big up Toby, of course, and the rest. I mean, obviously there wasn't as many people as I was expecting. I was hoping a full panel, but some people obviously couldn't join. But it's fine. It's been a good stream. So TJ, what are your thoughts on bottom three? I'm going to go with Southampton, Everton, and Leeds. What's your bottom three prediction?
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Forest are going to get out of it.
Yeah.
Especially they have some tasty fixtures coming up that they can get points off of. But yeah, I think that I agree with you completely on that.
Yeah. Toby, what's your bottom three? Do you agree with me, or do you think?
I think it's gonna be Leeds.
Yeah.
Leeds United, then I think Nottingham Forest and Southampton.
Ooh.
You know, Everton they could,
Yeah.
they could just have a chance, or a miracle could just happen, for them. But I think Leeds United, that's a sure thing. They've been poor this season, and I think there's no time for. I think Sam Allardyce, their new manager now, to
Yeah.
do what he has to do. So it's late. I think they will go to the Championship. Then
Yeah.
I mentioned Nottingham Forest and Southampton.
Yeah. All right. Well, TJ, big up for coming on. Big up for making the debut. Where can we find you on YouTube? Anywhere else?
Yeah, man. TJ Warren TV. We're going to be doing a Newcastle preview tomorrow night with Strasbourg Steve and a couple other folks on there. That'll be at 9 p.m. UK or around them. And then normal American Idiot Show, 9 p.m. UK Friday. We're going to have some different guests on doing some Premier League predictions for the weekend. And again, Ollie, thanks for having me on, man.
Also,
we got to get you over on my side.
Before you go, TJ, what's your prediction for Newcastle Arsenal?
3-1 Newcastle.
Really? You don't think we can get a result? Ooh.
No, I don't think we're going to get a result. I don't think we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get a result. Gabriel is doubtful for that game, so we're going to be depending on Kirior and Holding. So, I'll talk about that more on my show. But again, I'm not feeling too confident. Chelsea's terrible. It's good to see us get a win, but Newcastle are looking like world beaters right now. So I'm not at all confident.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks again, Ollie. I'll talk to you later, man. Good to meet you, Joe. We'll see you later.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah. So obviously, Toby, we're going to end soon now. But before we go, just let me add this. So Arsenal taking on Newcastle. We'll just do this and then we'll end soon. So
right, no problem.
What is your prediction for this game? Do you think Arsenal can get a win?
Trust me, it's going to be very, very difficult. It's for me. I'm seeing it from two sides. If you know what I mean. Newcastle at home. I think the first leg it was a draw for Arsenal. I think it was a draw, right?
Yeah, 0-0 at the Emirates. Yeah,
0-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Coming now, I think Newcastle are in a very, very fantastic form. They are high flying at the moment, and it seems like the stars they have aligned for them. Performing, surprising people with the results. So I think it could end in draw. I think this match might still end in draw, because this is still a tough fixture. And one of the reasons why most Arsenal fans believe, that the league is over, I expect, trust me, it's a very tight game. And I expect a draw. I expect to see a draw in this game. And I was going to say, in terms of making the top four, except Newcastle fluff their lines because they still have a couple of tough fixtures. They have a game with Arsenal, and I think they have a game. They have like out of the 5 remaining games, I think they have about 2-3 tough games, left to play. So I think it's going to be difficult. It's going to be a difficult game, but I expect a draw, another draw.
Yeah, they have Leeds away, Leicester at home, Chelsea away is going to be tough for them. So they've got a few easy games. Leicester at home and Leeds away should be easy, but Arsenal away.
What?
Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal. Yeah, but for me,
who else?
Yeah.
Who else after Arsenal?
Oh, who else after Arsenal? Leeds away. So
okay, the remaining 5. Sorry, I just want to pick up the top fixtures that they have. You mentioned Arsenal. Which other tough one do they have?
Chelsea away.
Okay, Chelsea.
Yeah, and they have Leicester at home as well.
Okay, Leicester. So, okay.
Yeah, and they have Brighton at home as well, which could be tough because Brighton are doing
Very
well.
cool. Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. For me, we need to get the last wins in the last 4 games. We should be winning this. It's going to be tough, man. I do agree with TJ. We could easily lose this game. You know, Newcastle, they're good at home. They beat us home last season. Yeah. But for me, I'm confident. We need to win this game. We need, obviously, Man City keep winning games. We need to put pressure in the title. So for me, I'm going with a 2-1 Arsenal. Big up Hashim. We're about to end soon, but big up for joining, mate. Big up.
Yeah, big up, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, for me, 2-1 Arsenal. But yeah, big up Toby for joining. Shout out your socials. Where can we find you on YouTube or Instagram?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Actually,
Yeah,
you
big
know,
up.
so
Yeah,
my channel, where you can actually find me is on Instagram _MEFC Global. You know, that's my Instagram, my United channel. On my personal Instagram account Toby Mikey TOBEMIKEY. That's my personal Instagram account. So I'm also on Twitter, MEFC Global, and I also have a YouTube account, you know, as well, MEFC Global. So thanks for having me on. You know, it's a pleasure, bro.
Big up. And also, it's 0-0 in both the games. Obviously, we're ending soon now, so it'll probably still be 0-0. But yeah, I just want to say big up everyone for joining. Big up Arrest who joined. Obviously, he was outside and his connection wasn't the best. So hopefully next time he joins, his connection will be good. But big up TJ as well, making for his debut, and also big up Toby. Obviously, it wasn't the guests. I was hoping for more guests, but it's fine. It's still a good stream. So yeah, you can find me, of course, here on DJ SINCLAIRO. Make sure you guys do subscribe. It is my birthday this weekend, so yeah, looking forward to that. Obviously, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I probably won't do like a stream or a vlog, or I did do a mix on my Mixcloud, but I'll do a post on Instagram and make sure you like that. And yes, this weekend, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, you can find me obviously here on DJ SINCLAIRO. Make sure you guys do subscribe on the road to 1,070. I think we're at 1,063 at the moment, so hopefully we get 1,070 soon. Yeah, you can also find me on Instagram, ollie.sinclair556. That's my main account on the road to 700, and the big aim is 1,000. Hopefully get that soon. And on Instagram's a fan page one as well. That's my fan account. Go follow me there. Recently hit 500 followers, so big up for that. On the road to 600 now, and the big aim would be 1,000 as well to get that. So it'd be good to get that. Anything else? I do want to get Twitter soon. No, Facebook as well, and message me personally on my main account for Snapchat if you want that, and Xbox or PlayStation. And if you want to check out my mixes, DJ SINCLAIRO 556, all in capital letters, the names, and 556. I do mixes on there regularly if you guys like music. But make sure you guys watch back my videos in public watch hours. They seem to be going down a bit. But yeah, big up everyone. Big up in the chat. Big up, of course, everyone who's joined. And hopefully I'll be back next game week. Obviously, Arsenal taking on Newcastle. Even if we lose, I'll still be here. But it's going to be a tough game. But yeah, big up everyone in the chat as well who's watched. Make sure, of course, you guys subscribe. Big up Toby as well, everyone for joining. Big up Arrest, everyone. We're out. Big up. See you in the next stream. Bye.
Time you stay for me. Outside we lose, we give them chills. We ain't the same, buddy. Cold when the sun goes down. I hit my blunt. I'm glad you